Okay, here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's episode. We're doing March a little bit late because we were both preoccupied and busy last week. So I am Sue Ellis-Saller. I'm a professional tarot reader. I am also taking life coaching, professional therapy, life coaching, Lebensberater, and courses. And yeah. So I'm usually using the cards in a way that helps people to find their way forward, to find their power within themselves, and to make adjustments to their lives. And my friend Alexandra Karakopoulou is here on the other side. I always get confused.
I'm always doing it on the opposite side. I cannot orientate myself. I'm always orientated. Hello there. Hello, people. Hello, how are you? How things are going? So, I'm Alexandra Karakopoulou. I'm a psychological astrologer. I'm also starting to be a counselor. That's nice. And to be prepared, of course, for all the things that are gonna come to our lives for the next many, many years. Oh my gosh. And we're here because we are fans, and we love to follow the stars. We love to predict some of the future, to use these tools that we have, astrology, and Susan, also the tarot cards, of course. We have a nice mixed up thing that's working for many, many years now. And it's a perfect combination, I can say. It's a very good combination. And we are here to give you also the strength that you need to get over all of these changes that are happening now. We talked about it, I remember many years ago, that they're going to come, and here we are. They're coming, and March, to be honest, is the most important month of the year. The most important. We could say also March is January. Now everything starts because we had a slow start in the new year. It was a slow start. Really, it was a slow start, believe me. And now March has two major planetary shifts that we cannot look away. It's not happening. And I'm talking about the first big shift that's coming tomorrow, actually. This is why me and Sue wanted to do this live, because it's really crucial for everybody. So we have Saturn tomorrow that enters Pisces. Saturn is changing sign. We could write it in big letters with lamps that are glowing, ping, ping, and glitter that's coming, and balloons or whatever, together with a full moon. That's also not a coincidence. So you see that the universe is preparing us for stuff. Preparing. I don't know if you felt today or the days before the excitement, the stress, the feelings that were coming up and down, the things that were mixed emotions, that you wanted to go out, to scream, to have fun, to celebrate. It's all okay. You're normal. It's not a hormonal crisis. It's normal. So Saturn is the planet that we associate with what? Discipline, commitment, structure, resilience, and of course with everything that has to do with power. Everybody has to do with power. It could be religion. It could be, we talk about Pisces. It comes into Pisces. Pisces is a sign that has to do with religion, with arts, with dreams, with imagination, with things that are really in the water. So Saturn and water, they don't go along so good together. Where after 2.5 years, Saturn is now at home in Aquarius, and it changes tomorrow. So for the past 6 years, Saturn has traveled through two signs, Capricorn and Aquarius. Okay, so what did Saturn did in those signs? It set boundaries. We all felt the boundaries, I think. It's no joke. Pisces is now a more mutable water. Mark my words. and it will be more elastic and fluid than it was before with the other signs. But that doesn't mean that it's not going to change things. There is room for change, more room for change and adaptability and flexibility, as we talked about many times. And the ideological things are going to come up. So we're talking about more responsive systems will take place, and we need to surrender, and we need to have more compassion with people, because Pisces has to do with altruism, with our neighborhood, with our friends, with the people near us, with people from other countries that we are feeling the pain. We need to help. We have to help. In order to survive for the next years, we need to grow all together somehow. We need to find the solution, because Saturn in Pisces is gonna make us want to do this change, this altruistic change. Not to think only about our egos, but about the people in the world and how we can help them. So, Saturn will stay there for about 2.5 years. So things are changing fast, rapidly. And then we have the other big sign that's changing, also major shift, and that's Pluto. You know, Pluto, this transformational planet, the planet that has to do with life and death. Whatever comes through, whenever Pluto comes through and changes, we change all the aspects in life completely. Nothing is the same as it was before. Saturn is making us, is giving us lessons in life, but Pluto changes us, even if we like it or not. It's not a thing for Pluto. And Pluto changes signs on the 23rd of March. So, as I said, Pluto is dark, has a lot of mysteries, has to do with wealth, with power, with death, and everything that's underneath. Well, Pluto goes now in Aquarius. And Aquarius is a sign of technology, of science, of new ideas, of radical ideas, of eccentricism, of power. And the last time that Pluto was going through Aquarius was, and now you have to mark this also, and the last time from 1777 to 1797, French and American revolutions. So Pluto has to do here with systems. So maybe we will face new revolutions. I think we are in it, and they're going to get more, because people cannot handle it anymore. The power, the things, the democracy that's never existing, the whole thing about the power of speaking out loud your mind and going on. Pluto is a transformer. So Pluto will stay in Aquarius now for some months in 2023, but it will spend 2 decades, yes, in this sign, and it returns on 2024. So we'll have 2 decades. So you can imagine what happens when Pluto is changing. And we're gonna have it for 3 months. We're gonna have the first, let's say, feelings about this change, and then we're gonna calm down, and then 2024 it starts, and it goes on for 2 decades. 2 decades are 20 years almost, and more. It's gonna last more. The last but not least, it's a smaller one, transformation, is that Mars is changing also signs, and it goes on. I've got to my mind. Cancer. Now it came to my mind. Oh. Cancer. So Mars is changing sign and goes in Cancer. Completely different than in Gemini. Has nothing to do the one with the other. And Mars will focus on the way that we handle our family issues. And it's going to last. It's going to last. Yes, it's going to last. So we need to take care of all this. But we're going to talk about in every sign what's going on and what's happening in March. So don't worry, I have everything prepared. I have my notes. So it's going to be a ride. And the full moon tomorrow is also really interesting because it is in organizational Virgo. So we need to organize stuff. We need to make our programs, our schedule, whatever we're doing. It has to be in a program in order to make it, because it's a lot. As
Okay.
usual. I don't know. Do you want to comment on this?
I'm all like, do I really want to comment on this? No. Well, it's interesting too, as you were saying, going through all of this and telling about, the shifts and changes that we're experiencing. And it's really interesting from my perspective to feel and to see how these things just, no matter who you are and if you believe or if you don't believe, it's still, you feel it. And then once you hear what's going on, you're like, oh, that makes so much sense. Exactly. So I did want to ask you about, so tomorrow the full moon is in Virgo.
Yes.
What
is in Virgo.
Is the new moon?
Yeah. So sorry. 21st of March is the new moon.
Yeah.
And it is in Aries.
Yep, that makes sense because that's officially kind of the first day of the new year, isn't it?
Yes.
The lunar new year.
Equinox also.
Yeah.
Yes, it is equinox. Everything happens on such significant times and dates. This is not a coincidence. I cannot take it as a coincidence. Even if I didn't if I never had to do with astrology or whatever things that we're doing, I wouldn't believe that this is happening and like this it's happening.
Right.
It has a meaning. We need to learn lessons, and lessons, you never learn your lesson in an easy way.
While you say you never learn your lesson in an easy way, it is one of those things where you learn. Today, before we got on, I had a hectic day, you had a hectic day. So I took a moment, I got out my cedar wood because cedar wood is very clearing for your aura. I got out my selenite. I was like, please clear me. And, got out my angel cards. I know some people are like, angel cards.
I love them.
Yeah, but they're super calming for me, and I just have a really special relationship with them. So while you were talking and explaining what was going on, I pulled a card to kind of help with the energy for the time. And the star came up. And the star is really the card of right now. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. It's holding on to hope. It's seeing things through with a very positive outcome in mind. And I think that's exactly what we need to do right now. The angel that's associated with this is Archangel Jophiel. And like I said, this is just a card of hope, of new beginnings, of holding on to not only holding on to the end vision, but also managing to keep your best self or to work on your best self manifesting despite whatever issues are thrown your way. Because, with what's going on with a stressful day, with anything, you can either descend into the madness as it's swirling around you, or you can just be calm and you can just say, you know what, this is another day. I'm going to get through it. And, and really try to make sure in those moments that you also maintain your boundaries, because it's really easy to kind of overstretch yourself or to become overwhelmed or, get burnt out. But the whole thing is that's why it's really, really good to have some tools available. Take deep breaths, make sure you take your lunch, If you're working, make sure that you take a walk outside, clear your head, clear your air, clear your energy, because continuing to like push on and push through things can be really just, ultimately kind of drag you down into it. But when you're conscientious of it and when you maintain this, like, I'm going to stay above this.
Yeah.
Also, what you were saying was really interesting, because all of the things that you were expressing, Mars is usually associated with the Emperor card, the male masculine energy, those what you were saying about organization, discipline, leadership, rigidity in some ways, structure, resilience. Those are all, in my mind, associated with the Emperor card. And with the Mars energy as well. And I know you said that Mars is going into Cancer.
Yes.
But that Saturn is the one that's embodying those energies as well. So if I know personally, those are not my strong suits, like discipline, structure, organization, but this melding of Pisces and the dreaminess and the fluidity and the almost getting lost in kind of fantasy world, even though those can be very opposite in a way, it might be a great time for the people like us, the dreamers, the artists, the creative people, the ones who have a vision for the next phase in the world, to use this time as a tool to kind of manifest and not fight the structure, not fight the discipline, not fight these things, but really kind of lean into them and allow them to be transformative in and of themselves. Even though there is like that Oberfläche von Konflikt, surface level conflict or the conflict of the essentials of them, it can be something that can really work harmoniously together with hope and with intention. So yeah,
it's exactly as you talked about. It's really great how you analyzed it, because this is what happens actually. This is what happens. And it is, we need hope. We shouldn't lose hope, even if things are really bad. And this is the meaning, I guess. This is the message that we need to,
don't lose hope. That'll be like the theme of the month.
Yeah. Hope. Hope.
Yep. And
we
hope
need
will
hope.
get through, a lot. I wish I could remember. We're studying a book by a man who put himself to work helping people, fellow Jewish people, in concentration camps. I forget his name, Victor or something or other. I think his name was.
Interesting.
And
what could you do? Because for me, from tomorrow on, officially, we are in the biggest change in for years now. And I'm sure that our generation, even if it's not the first generation, the youngest one, we're gonna understand completely what's going on. It's not gonna be easy because of the feelings that we're gonna get, and we need to filter a lot more than we did before. I never thought that, as we talked also about it, that COVID-19 would be only COVID-19 and it will pass and that's it, and lesson learned. It was the beginning, and the beginning of all this structure stuff and the controlling stuff, because As technology grows, and it will grow so fast now for the next years, it will go fast as crazy. Aquarius, my gosh. But in another way, and we should need to be prepared for extreme renovations, for extreme revolutions, for extreme outbursts, for extreme things that are happening, because through these extremities, and whatever happens, this is why I said the French Revolution and the American Revolution. What happened in the revolution? People stand up for their rights, but truly stand up for their rights, and they had to sacrifice stuff. We are sacrificing already. I don't feel that I live in the same world as I used to live 10 years before, 5 years before, or 3 years before. So with the correct preparation, with the respect towards the lessons that we learn, with a lot of work with ourselves, with our ego placed at the side, I think that we will make it, as we always do, because we have the survival instinct. This is the biggest instinct of all. So I know that you, Sue, also like me, we don't like to talk about catastrophe. My gosh, what are we going to do? We find solutions, we will find them, and we'll pass it over to the next generations also. From the one hand, I'm excited to see what's going to happen. From the other hand, I'm like, oh, I don't know. I'm yes and no. And I think everybody feels the same way.
Yeah. And what's funny is while we're talking about this, I'm shuffling during this.
This is why I'm here.
The Eight of Cups comes out, the Eight of Water. And this is the card about leaving things behind that are no longer serving you. And it can be sad, and it can be scary, and it can be frightening and frustrating and everything like that. The next card, though, is a card about wishes coming true and about reopening and finding that space. So if we can let go of what's not serving us, even though that's difficult, I can say that, you can say that. But once you release, and like you said, surrender into that release, and that is when the miracles happen.
Yeah, I think so. It's gonna be different, but it's worth it. I think it's worth it. We were so stable all the time, not the last years, but
We were lucky.
yeah. Of course.
We were. Mm-hmm.
Do you want to throw a card before, like we used to do it in the last, or do you want after? How
I prefer to do it after, because then I can note the times and everything, and that's easier for the administrative side of things.
Okay. No problem. I'm prepared.
Okay, good.
We start with Aries. Hello, Aries. Hello there. How are you doing? I hope fine. So, my phrase for the month for you, my lovely Aries people, is with a magical look into the future. Yes, because this month tells you to get in touch with your goals and your visions. It should be good to leave all your anxieties behind, to free yourself, to understand and recognize the solutions to the problems that you see before you. You shouldn't pass them by. You should look at them in the face and see, aha, you're here. So I'm going to follow the path in order to solve the problems. But don't waste too much energy to talk around to people that don't. You shouldn't lose your focus, because your energy really needs to be focused. The mystery of life is spread out before you, and you are called upon to accept and appreciate it. Life lesson planet Saturn is entering Pisces, as we talked at the beginning, on March 7th, and it urges you to break life of what's holding you back, and transformative Pluto kicks off a new life plan also, especially there on the 23rd of the month, entering innovative Aquarius. Smart solutions, flexibility, these are in order. Helpful Venus, though, along with lucky Jupiter, will have nice aspects for you and favor the personal feelings, the personal relationships this month as well. It's a good time to start a relationship, a partnership, a romance, even travel is favored or more. And if you have long distance relationships or thinking of starting one, who knows? Don't think about it too much, make a start and everything else will follow. Even if it's not an ideal scenario, just take the risk. The journey is worth it. Be a little bit careful though with Mars, your ruler Mars, because until the 25th, it's already in Gemini and then it changes signs and it goes on Cancer. The opportunities will not be less, but just be aware. On March 7th, we have also the full moon in organizational Virgo. And it would be good to rest your body and your soul from the hectic daily routine and put an end to whatever gossip may be going around you unknowingly. And at the end, almost at the end of the month, on March 21st, we have a beautiful new moon on your sign, which gives you more momentum for new beginnings, for business, to take care of your obligations in general. Don't forget to let your impulsiveness get the better of you.
No, I hope we're not experiencing technical difficulties. So I know Alexandra was having some issues today with her internet, so we'll see if she comes back and joins us. And I already pulled a card for Aries for the month of March that we're in right now. And it is the life experience card with Archangel Chamuel. And this is, generally speaking, in the regular tarot deck, it's the Tower card. And so this is telling of big changes that are coming up, that Aries, you know that these things, these shifts are happening, need to happen for you. And so what you need to do is, this is kind of like when you already, like I said, this is the house of cards that you know is going to collapse, and you just need to accept that change is coming, that it needs to happen, and accept that there is this big, sometimes if you don't let go, it drags you. So this is the sign for you this month. What do you need to let go of? What is going to, kind of have that explosive energy if you choose to continue to hold on to it instead of letting it go? This is a card of sudden endings, and sudden endings also create space for new beginnings. So keep that in mind, Aries, as you move forward through the month of March. So I am going to continue going on. Here's Alexandra. She's back.
I have a problem with my internet again.
Well, that's what I
so
explained to everybody. Don't worry.
I found the solution. I have a hotspot. Whatever happens, I'm going to go in and out. It's going to be our first live with, you see my glasses? Oh, beautiful. I know.
Well, like a little jealous. I'm shopping for new glasses. So
yes,
the
you
card
do. Yes, you do.
That came up for Aries was the, this is the similar to the Tower card, and it's really about what you were talking about, like the need for things to change in Aries life, and there will be a sudden change that comes up. And as I was saying to Aries before, this is something that they probably know was going to happen, and the more they hold on to it, the more they avoid making this change, the bigger the explosion at the end of it. So sometimes when you know that things need to end, instead of putting it off, just let it go, or even give it some space for a little while and see if you can distance yourself from it and give yourself that space and time to process things as well. And it might make it a little bit easier to let go of in the long run. And like I said, let go or get dragged. Sorry, Aries.
Perfect. Perfect. I love it how the planets are changing.
Yeah.
Never happened before. It's the first time that something like this happened. Wait, where is she? Oh my gosh. You see what I was talking about in the morning? Unbelievable.
Yep. Yeah, because
We
even
go
my
Taurus. Yeah, it was like blinky, blinky.
yeah, exactly.
So Taurus. What does this month have for you? So I trust the universe. This is the phrase for you. I trust the universe and the gifts of life. How philosophical is that? So the life lesson planet Saturn is entering dreamy Pisces tomorrow on March 7th and invites you to make long-term plans without haste or mastery, Taurus. Saturn's next focus will be in the house of friends, social media, electronics, communities, altruism, technology, and government. Yes. In general, Saturn is here and wants you to examine, correct your social environment as well as your digital environment. Yes, it sounds strange, but the house of friends is also the house of the future and artificial intelligence. Something new. Perhaps it's a new way of thinking. So this month brings changes for everyone, actually. But think about your strategies before you get into the process of working towards your goals. So it takes discipline, strategy, stamina, and endurance. Your ruler, sweet Venus, is asking you this month to step back and distance yourself from your emotions. Look at the big picture and think like it's happening to someone else. What do you see? Uranus may be there, and it is there until the 2026. It's in your sign from 2018. I know you're tired of listening to me talking about Uranus in Taurus, but come on, make it your friend. It will get better. It will be like this, but you know how to do it. You won't be completely at the mercy of God or whatever in the universe. You'll have allies and plenty of help this month. And don't be shy, Taurus, please. Don't be shy to ask for help. Don't get your pride get the best of you, please. On March 7th, we also have the full moon on organizational Virgo, where light falls on your daily life, love relationships, children, slight tendency to run away from you. And you want to run away, though. Well, you still want to organize everything and take the evil away, whatever it is. Since you are willing to do anything, you will succeed. Fear nothing. Just don't forget the true purpose. Don't get carried away. And on March 21st, we have the new moon in ARIES, in ARIES, and it will be good to keep your eyes and ears open. Of course, all good feelings usually come where you at least expect them. New beginnings and businesses are favored, and in general, it is an overall month of joy and good mood, actually. And maybe you have a new plan that's really, really successful in the future. And we trust the universe and what it has to offer.
Okay, hang on. I'm sorry. I started taking a picture for a story on Instagram so I can let people
Yeah,
know.
I know. It's a crazy day today. It's good. It's life.
So Taurus, who craves this stability and harmony and earthiness, is got the 4 of Earth this month, which is a super stable card. It is a card about not only stability, but also just double check and make sure that you're not using stability as an excuse to avoid relationships or, to keep your heart and your chakras you're blocked. So this month, Taurus, really, you may be focused on bringing more stability and security into your life, trusting in the universe to work with you in that respect. But also, like I said, make sure that you keep your heart open. Make sure you keep grounded in the same way. Make sure you don't lose yourself in this pursuit for financial and physical security, because there are other forms of security that you'll want to bring into your life. And so, yeah, just be a little bit cautious too, it says on the card. Just make sure with your spending and everything that you're not overdoing it. You can be generous, but just watch the generosity. Like, make sure that your cup is overflowing before you give to others is basically, kind of the ultimate bottom line of it.
True story. Everything is true. It matches. These cards are really good. Nice cards. I like them.
These are one of my favorites. So, yeah.
Things are falling down. Oh, I don't know. Today, crazy. So we're going with Gemini. Well, what does this month have for you, my lovely Gemini, my communicative Gemini? Love takes two to warm up, huh? Yes. Whatever your efforts are, good life lessons, planet Saturn is waiting for you to turn the page. Interesting. Don't forget that it changes hands and enters Dreamy Pisces on the 7th, tomorrow, and it goes to your career house, where it will remain for 3 years almost. So during this time, the Grand Master will ask you to take a deep look at your professional life. The last time this transit occurred was from 1993 to 1996, and it would be helpful if you could identify what happened to you at that time, especially in relation to your career or what led to your career path. Keep notes. Meanwhile, you are mobilizing to achieve your ambitions, as dynamic Mars is there until the 25th in your sign, so take advantage of that. And it's firing up your pants, actually. You feel the air behind. If you haven't started running long ago, what are you doing? You can't do it all on your own. Make up your mind. You need also allies and friends and people that are real behind you, among you, near you, next to you, whatever, to help you. And you got a good support if you want, from colleagues, from friends, from acquaintances, whatever. We need to share. You need to share. Great life lessons this month. Even if you have 100 suggestions to let off steam or go out like there's no tomorrow, remember that relationships are the key, and two minds are stronger than one alone. Keep it in mind. Also on this March 7th, tomorrow, we have the full moon in organizational Virgo, and it takes a little extra care in financial dealings and transactions. Take a short break and rethink how you manage people, money, situations, everyday life, because it's necessary. On March 21, we have beautiful new moon in Aries and a momentum, and then the equinox. We have almost everything. The energy is going to be amazing on this day. And it gives you a boost into business again. In general, your emotions are favored this month, as Sweet Venus puts her hand where she can and takes it. Do you feel like you want to express yourself more openly? And go for it. You may, of course, spend more money on your outings, to go more to theaters or to live music or bars or whatever. But go for it. You need it. Pour yourself a glass of wine, a Prosecco, enjoy the moment, and let the romance wash over you if you have a romantic thing. This is a month to enjoy and maximize it up to where you can go, of course. And openly express your desire to open your future and horizons and spread your enthusiasm to others. So when Saturn leaves the house of education, travel, and truth in late March, Pluto will take over to fill the void on the 23rd. Pluto is the slowest moving celestial body, so its effects are long term. This will allow you to transform yourself as well as deepen your connection to your education. It's a very influential transit for you, and you may change completely your philosophy, the way you see the world, maybe even the country you live in. Who knows, maybe you learn a new language or get a new degree. There would be also some power struggles, but you're a very powerful sign, so you know how to use the words and you will use them perfectly.
Nice. So,
Wow.
I wanted to roll it back because I think you saw me going,
oh, really?
yeah. So there was a
Again?
community element that you were talking about, and finding, people who are supportive and who,
Yes.
kind of fit with your soul's,
Yes.
your what you want. And so the unity card comes up, and generally speaking, this is also a card about conservative action, really, kind of sticking to the rules. But it's also a card about finding a community of like-minded individuals who share the same belief systems, who help to support each other in moving forward, who, like I said, really are focused on coming to the same positive results. So I think this month I'm going to double underline what Alexandra was saying about the importance of community, the importance of finding people who you lift each other up and who have a very positive effect on you, because that's going to be really important. Especially Gemini, sometimes I feel can talk themselves into a little corner, and kind of an isolated corner in some circumstances and situations. So this is a card too about kind of, I don't want to say not talking, but also really analyzing the impact of your words and how they bring you into the community or set you apart from the community. Because it's always, you're always going to find people who disagree with you. The internet has taught us that, if nothing else. But the internet has also taught us that there are a lot more people who believe the same things that we do. And so the important thing right now is going to be to find that community. And like you said, Alexandra, love takes two to warm up. Love doesn't have to only be two. It can be many. It can be community. It can be supportive. It can be friendships and family groups, either blood family groups or friend family groups. So really kind of think about that this month, Gemini, and try to talk yourself into groups instead of out of groups.
That was good. That was really good. So I don't know, did you listen to the whole horoscope or
no, I was doing some sharing stuff on Instagram, like I'm doing in the background usually, so that I can just share.
But you could hear me. The connection is okay now.
The connection is fine. Yeah, you were going in the background. I didn't hear
my hotspot today. You see also the time in Greece. Time in Greece, 1944. No, it's the hotspot. Panagia mo. I hope it goes well. So we're going with Cancer. Cancers over there. Cancers. And also horoscope and ascendant. Never forget. So the phrase of the month for Cancers are, I have great inspiration! Exclamation mark. So March is full of inspiration for you, my sensitive Cancer. Aspire to live the life you love and claim your ambitions. Whenever on a professional, social, or emotional level, you are getting the recognition slowly that you deserve. Not bad. You may seduce also those who like and those you need to succeed. You are defining the boundaries at last, and you must not cross to avoid damaging your reputation. I don't think you'll be bored at all this month. It's like coming out of your inner shell, talking to people, communicating more, and it would be good to take advantage of these planetary circumstances this month and take steps forward, bigger steps on all levels. On March 7th, we have the full moon in organizational Virgo, and it reminds you that life is full of divine messages, as well as material ones. You need to find the happy balance and combine the best of everything you've learned so far and move forward. But we also have on March 7th, in addition to that, life lesson planet Saturn that enters dreamy Pisces for almost 3 years, and it reminds you to be more concentrated on future goals with establishing your philosophy regarding life in general and others, of course, because it goes on your 9th sun house. So everything has to do with philosophy, with things from abroad, trips, other cultures, relationships from abroad with people that don't live here. Everything that opens your minds and your horizons is in focus for the next almost 3 years. Take advantage of the favorable influences and get your success. So anything you need to let go, you should have done it until today. So up tomorrow, when Saturn moves to your house of, as I said, foreign cultures, travel, education, media, and truth. Also, 9th house is the truth. For the next 3 years, you will be upon to be a student, an educator, an explorer, a traveler, and an adventurer. I know it's not easy for you because you just hide yourself sometimes, or even if you think you're not hiding, you're hiding in real life from yourself, as you know. You should go where outside your comfort zone and boldly go where no Cancer has gone before. But it's for a good cause. You will have to decide what you have to learn in order to improve your career and professional life. So it's crucial. On March 24th, where we have the beautiful new moon and dynamic Aries, once maybe you'll have your all priorities right, it helps you also in your professional life and in everything that has to do with education, again, long distance travel, again, ambitious projects and foreign relations. It's really, the whole focus is there. If you can and have the emotional support you need, again, help from the others, no one can resist your charm. You can be so sweet if you want and not nurgling. This is the ideal time to strengthen your love, ambitious relationships, to seduce and shine. And of course, last but not least, don't forget transformative Pluto, who transits after a long time to Aquarius on the 23rd of the month and intends to bring a lot of fresh air into interpersonal relationships for you. Are you ready for a change? It may create some challenges with your partners at work and life, though your transformation will take you to the next level. So it's time to honor your need for intimacy and privacy so you can access your true potential. Pluto will remain in the house of life and existence issues generally until January 2044.
Oh gosh. Well, then. You know, as you were talking, I was pulling the card for Cancer, and the Four of Air came up, which was really a little bit counter to what you were saying, because it's taking time to relax. It's making sure that you're mentally chill, calm, taking a break and a step backwards. And so you're talking about putting themselves forward, finding this adventurous side of themselves. But so I was like, what's going on here, angels? Tell me a little bit more. And so balance came up. So I think that it's going to be really important for Cancers as they are pushing outside of their comfort zone, because we know Cancer loves their comfort zone. It's going to be important for them not only to take those steps forward, but also to find time and space to rejuvenate, to revive, to take a deep breath and some space. Because I think in order for them to move forward in the best possible way, and we know that Cancers move forward by moving sideways, they really do need to find peace from time to time. And I think that you ended up your talk for Cancer really focused on that balance, that give and take, that moving forward, finding, that internal peace and calm again, and then moving forward again from that space. So Cancer has their shell with them. And so if moving forward, if moving outside of that comfort zone does get a little bit scary or intense or whatever, shell up for a few minutes, deep breaths, candles, bath, the whole 9 yards until you're ready again for that next step. Because moving into these adventurous places, moving into exotic locations and new experiences is not a leap, but a step-by-step process. You know this, I know this. It's a decision, it's a big jump, but acclimating yourself and really fully experiencing the shift is a step-by-step.
Don't they say a jump of faith? I don't know. Is this that?
Yeah.
This is the one that you just jumping. I remember. You're gonna laugh now. I remember Indiana Jones. I don't remember which one it was. And they had to jump, and Indiana Jones was crying like, "This is something like jump of faith, the leap of faith."
Leap of
faith, yeah. And they jumped, and there was nothing to see, and it was like an illusion, and they could cross over. I remember this sentence because in Greece we don't have it translated simultaneously. We have it originally with undertitles, so everything you listen to the original language, and you have it undertitles underneath, Greek undertitles. So everybody's used to it, not like in Austria or Germany or the other countries. So this is why I remembered it now. Great. This is exactly what they need to do.
Yeah.
Exactly. Go outside the comfort zone and jump, even if they don't feel secure, because insecurity and Cancer goes together.
Yeah. But they also need to take time to take deep breaths and to assimilate.
Teachers of that for me, because this is an example that I cannot do as a person. For me, I respect it very much. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. What are you saying? So we go with Leo. Leo. The kings and queens of the zodiac sign. What's happening there? Okay. So this month, the phrase, I think positive, and change my destiny. Yes, you can. Life lessons, planet Saturn enters dreamy Pisces tomorrow, March 7th, and encourages you to make your world from scratch. If you've been questioning your relationship world in particular, have you? You will have time to give up past conveniences and face real or symbolic losses that will force you to look at life in a new light. Yes, over and over again. But now the radical changes will begin. From words, we are moving to action slowly. This evolution helps you to brighten your horizons, and you've been waiting for it so long. I know a lot of Leos were asking me all the time, what's going on there? How long is it going to take till I will manage to do that, to do something? Time will come. You will need to follow Saturn into the more metaphysical cosmos, I would say, like this, the house of transformation, where it will help you burn karma through release and transformation of yourself, and examine how you deal with release, separation, and detachment. It sounds worse than it is, but any visit to the house of magic, sexuality, passion, and inquiry will require you to leave your sunny disposition to go deep, really deep inside into the borderlands of the occult. Many of you will feel that. And I don't say it in a negative way, but you have to learn that the universe may hold energies and stuff that you don't know and you don't need to know. And don't be an egoist, just accept it and go with the flow. Well, the last time Saturn was in this house for you, it was from 1993 to 1996. So think back on those years and see what you were asked to sacrifice to be resurrected, like Aslan the lion in the Chronicles of Narnia, if you know what I mean. You will learn how to connect with your passion, intimacy, and discover what you are attracted to and drawn to. The more you connect with your true passions, the easier it will be to learn from Saturn. Saturn will also ask you to focus on others, people's talents and money. The 8th house, this is what I'm talking about, and may connect you to productions and share artistic and financial affairs, business, who knows? A good conjunction, though, of lucky Jupiter with helpful Venus makes this month one of the best months for emotional matters. Yes, you heard right. You have done your research. You will unblock the system and start doing things, so it will come. On March 7th, we also have the full moon in organizational Virgo, which sheds light in issues of your real estate, your eating habits, and the issue of security in general. So pay a little more attention to these matters and don't spoil your sugar rush with the slightest thing. Your energy should only be looked after for as much as fortune favors the bold. So don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. On March 21st, we have this beautiful new moon in really dynamic Aries that's favoring everything that has to do with the 9th house, traveling, new beginnings, fulfillment of goals. However, invitations to parties will not be lacking this month. People, and maybe not so good people, but you know how you draw attention to yourself. You are developing tremendous creativity that allows you to realize your ambitions. At the end of the month, negotiations will come to a successful conclusion to many of you. You will end the month, most of you, really, not all of you, on a high note with an unexpected event filling you up. Starting on March 23rd, where Pluto leaves your work and health house, where it has been, helping you to go to a profound transformation since 2008 and moves into your relationship house until January 2044. You have all the time in the world at your disposal. Yeah.
Make the most of it.
Crazy.
I got the 9 of Fire, which matches up with some of the things that you were saying. This is a card about standing your ground, making sure that you not only, this is a card about believing in what you're doing and really setting your staff in the, that's also a 7 of Wands. But this is a card about fighting for what you believe in and really using your energy in a positive way in order to manifest things and not giving up at the end of the day, because you know that what you're doing fits with your beliefs and what you want to see and experience in life. So Leo, this month, even though there's going to be a lot, like you said, a lot of different things, but this is also when you want to think positively and change your destiny, there's nothing better that you can do than actually believe in what you want for your future and stand ready to pursue that no matter what the world throws at you.
Ooh, tricky, but powerful.
Yeah, and then of course the 7 of Fire comes up. I was just talking about this one. This is very similar to it. Yeah. So it's that really, don't back down, stand your ground. Both of those are sometimes though at the 9 level, it is starting to get a little bit exhausting. I will say that. So that's when you not only need to double down, but also reconnect with your commitment and with your why statement. Like, why am I doing this? What is the outcome? Why do I need to continue to hold this space? Because if you lose touch with your motivation, that's when you can start to, kind of crumble away at your
Motivation.
But
Important word.
yeah. So it's really important then for Leo to really stay connected with what they want for themselves in their lives.
Yeah, because they're mostly focused on the ego, but ego is not when you're connected. Egoism is not connecting you. This is the thing that people mix up. It doesn't mean that me. This is no connection. I'm so sorry to say that. But this is not the way that people connect, or you connect with your inner self, because you're not true to yourself. You say things that you don't really believe, and when you go home, you have a mask off, and then you are a different person. This is the lesson that you have to learn, and Leos have to break. They have to break all these things that they have, the masks, and be true for once in their life, to be like, yes, I'm nervous, I don't have this confidence that I used to, I show to the people, but I love myself, and I will be true to myself, and I will be honest. This is important. Because if they don't do that, then Saturn is going to say, really? You don't want to? Fight. That's it. Forget about it. And game over. So we'll go on with Virgo.
Okay.
Virgo. Virgos, my ascendant. Yes, it is. What has this month for us? Don't play alone. Cooperation is the key word for you too. The good life lesson planet Saturn is entering dreamy Pisces tomorrow on the 7th, and it affects the relationships on all levels, my organizational Virgos. So the 7th house, the 7th. My gosh. It encourages you to create stronger bonds and forces you to analyze your function. There is no question of maintaining relationships that are not paying you back, not in money, but in relationships, kind of. You need to change things. If you think you want to consider or revisit it, prefer the first 10 days or the last 10 days of the month. From March through 2026, almost 3 years, Saturn will help you to escape from unbalanced relationships, wrong relationships, and patterns that prevent you from finding your true mate if you're looking for it, or if you're not sure that the one you have, it's the true one. The last time Saturn corrected your relationship and marriage, or business partnerships or friendships, was between 1993 and 1996. So I recommend you also to go back to those days and see what Saturn tried to teach you then. Saturn will place mirrors in front of you, reflectors in the form of partners at work and life, as well as an occasional enemy or competitor, in order to better understand yourself and improve your life. If you have a partner, you will reassess how you manage your relationship. Some of you Virgos will end their relationships or the partnerships. Others will find opportunities in these challenges to strengthen the bond and take the relationship to a whole new level. If you don't have a partner or at work or in life, there is a good chance you'll find someone important, but the relationship may require a lot of work to succeed. Saturn, work. What else? On March 7th, we also have this full moon in the sign that affects you also, Aries, and sheds light on your relationships again. Of course, it happens on the 7th, my gosh. Friendships, partnerships, and remind you that organization and tactics are fine, but it's also good for you to let go of more emotion. Leave the observations for another time, because you observe and critical thinking, Virgo stuff. Of course, if you're feeling a bit worn out or tired, take your time and relax by listening to some music that you like, watch a movie you haven't seen in a while, and do things for yourself. On March 21st, with the new moon in Aries, it favors new beginning and even new partnerships or interpersonal relationships in general. Be careful of words and harsh criticism that can slip through the cracks. because really now it's not the best time to be like this. Travel is also favored, but towards the end of the month. This month, in general, favors your personal, romantic, and social growth. You listen to others and you share your ideas and opinions, and as they turn to understand you. So, this is good. And this is what also transformational Pluto is doing up to the 23rd of the month, because it sheds light on all these things and how you should cultivate. Take advantage to broaden your horizons and the horizons of others that you want to do, of course. And just to fix it, because I understood what I said before, the moon, the full moon is happening at your sign. If I didn't say that, I would say it now. This is why I said no more critical thinking. So, and it's a very interesting month for you.
I have to update. Okay, sorry about that. I was updating my notes about the month. Love, 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 relationships, relationships, relationships. Guess what card came up for?
Oh, should I say? Of course. What? I mean, what else?
Okay, and the Lovers is not only a card of relationships, but it's also a card of choosing the relationships that you actually want in your life. There are times when other people in our lives or situations or anything try to put us together with people that we're not a good match with. But this month for Virgo, it's going to be really about choosing the people who you're with. And this is underscoring what Alexandra was saying. Nicht nur, not only in terms of loving relationships, but also in terms of any kind of partnerships, any kind of friendships, closeness with other people. This is also, the Lovers is also a card about making decisions for yourself as well, not only with in terms of relationships, but there's a long time in our, the major arcana is the Fool's Journey. And so basically it does, hi Therese, thank you for coming.
Hey, hi Therese. Good to see you.
Yes, nice to see you here. So the Lovers is not only about those relationships, marriages, partnerships. It's also about that time in your life when you take, the next card is the Chariot. So it is really when you take your life into your own hands. But before that, you make these decisions for yourself and you are put into that conflict situation where you do have to kind of choose or not choose. And so that might be the theme for this month, is really learning to listen to your own heart and your own self and your intuition as you interact with other people and circumstances and situations, and really start to tune into those subtle feelings within yourself. Sometimes it's not going to be smack in the face or, lightning strikes or whatever. Sometimes it's just going to be a little voice inside your head that says, gosh, this is, yeah, or run the other way, So
exactly. Yeah, important, but unbelievable. Matches perfectly as always.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here while you're talking like,
I want to speak. Give me a sign.
Exactly.
Perfect. I'm really excited to see what's coming up next. Libra. My God, Libra, what does this month have for you? So the phrase for the month for Libras out there is, you won't know until you start it. How should you know? How? You won't know until you start it! Exclamation mark. The good life lesson planet Saturn is entering dreamy Pisces tomorrow, March 7th, and it affects your daily life, my diplomatic Libra. You're managing to take on responsibilities successfully. So in home, at home, work, health, You need to take care of routine and service. You will remain there together. I mean, Saturn will remain there together for 3 years, trying to adjust, correct, fix, and restructure your workplace and the way you manage your time, your schedule, your routines of the 6th house, the energy. Saturn trains you to become a magical Mary Poppins, someone who is a master of service, an organizer, a perfect worker, a fixer, a doer, like Mary Poppins. Maybe you'll fly also like Mary Poppins, who knows? Rely on your ability to listen to others and keep your love relationship where you want it and how you want it also, and your goodwill to win others over if you need it. In the midst of inner transformation, because you will go through this inner transformation, you don't want to get involved so much in other people's issues. Well, you need to follow your intuitions, though, and break free from your past and dependency and submission. You may want to gain more autonomy and freedom now and sign the contract of the century, who knows, which may be the solution for most of your problems. This may be a symbolic event, of course, okay, or a reality, I wish you, but it could be symbolic. On March 7th, tomorrow, we also have the full moon in organizational Virgo, which sheds light on day-to-day on what drives our lives. You are advised to keep a balance at work and your physical fitness. You must not overdo either one or the other. Don't get caught up in the madness of getting everything taken care of now. Take your time. Take your time. Relax, breathe in, breathe out. Wax on, wax off, as Mr. Miyake said in Karate Kid. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I don't know, but it's fun. If you feel that your energy is being like sucked up by your colleagues, the people you interact on a daily basis, then you need to do something about it, and do it now. Don't leave it for tomorrow. Just go away, get a break, or say whatever you need to say, an excuse to get away from these people. On March 21st, we have a beautiful new moon in dynamic ARIES, and it favors new relationships and partnerships for you. However, this month in general favors your relations, your relations and emotional blossoming, and offers you opportunities to step back towards each other, since helpful Venus, your ruler, and lucky Jupiter are together and conjunct in your 7th house in the era of interpersonal relationships, and invite you to connect, to become one, to get closer than ever with your man, with your person of interest, with your woman, whatever suits you, always respecting, and this is where Pluto is coming on the 23rd to transform you, respect the need for your independence. That's it.
One of the things that was kind of a theme that kept playing in the background of all of this was planting the seeds and waiting for what happens. And so we got the 7 of Earth, which is definitely a card of, planting seeds, putting in the good work, making sure that the time, effort, and energy that you put into things is really that nurturing, growing, supportive concept. It's not seed to fruit in 2 days kind of thing. There is going to be that nurturing support, energy in, energy out, wax on, wax off kind of situation. So I think this is also a card that's really encouraging us as well to be mindful of the energy that we're putting into the things in our lives, so that we can feed these things and nurture these things with the best possible energy. Because when you do that, then you're going to get, hopefully, the best possible outcome from it, and really being mindful of the essence of what you're putting into the things in your life, and giving the patience and the time. And unfortunately, our generation is a little bit Now. We're not really used to waiting for things, but I think we need to step back into that slow life, you know, slow cooking, slow friendship building, slow
Yeah,
relationship
Saturn makes us slow.
Yeah.
Saturn doesn't want us to make it fast. This is a big life lesson. Whenever we're talking about Saturn from the beginning, for everybody, that means life lessons doesn't come in like this. It may come as a theme, but it would last. It would take the time. It will come up maybe in 10 years from now again as a theme, and then you'll realize, this was the lesson I needed to know. This is Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
The way it happens. And now you know where we're gonna go.
Scorpio.
Scorpios, Scorpios, Scorpios. Hello, Scorpios. Yes, we are here, alive and kicking. And for this month, for the Scorpios out there and in the house and in the other house in Austria, luck is on our side. It's time. I said it. I'm not taking it back. So, life lesson planet Saturn entering dreamy Pisces tomorrow on March 7th invites us to examine how we function in love and how we express our creativity in general. Don't shy away from sensitive subjects. Deal with them head on. The goal is to build our relationships so that our daily lives evolve constructively. We should open our eyes. Opportunities to earn points, a promotion, a more productive job, and recognitions of our talents are offered. We arouse the interest of our interlocutors, of all the people around us, by inviting them to leave their comfort zone with us, to confide in us, and we will learn all their secrets. I think we love that. From air to water now, until 2026 with Saturn. From an air sign, it goes to a water sign in Pisces. Since Saturn is swimming in another sign, its transit will be much easier for us as water signs. This transit of Saturn will focus on the house of love, happiness, creativity, and children, which is the 5th house. We will be encouraged to work on our relationship with our babies. This could be the dog, the cat, the children, whatever we are, a job, a project, whatever, the baby, a book that we're writing. Whether they are children or projects. Saturn in the house of love asks us some fundamental questions, and we are given 3 years to answer them. Susan, are you listening? 3 years. So, are we happy? What do we need to find happiness? Are we connected to our inner child or children in general? Are we in love with life? I suggest we look into the new paradigm example of positive psychology and find some answers in this area as a Scorpio, because we value research and inquiry. The next 3 years will be an excellent time to have a child if you wish, connect with children in general, and focus time, loyalty, and energy to our hobbies and recreational activities. It's my right. It's our right to pursue happiness! Exclamation mark. On March 7th, we also have the full moon in organizational Virgo, which sheds all its light on everyday matters and all the activities we've been doing until now. And we will have the opportunity to take our ideas further than we've been doing it so far. This doesn't happen every day, so take advantage of the good planetary settings and buzz into the world. Always look ahead, and you should you shouldn't spend a minute thinking otherwise. Just go ahead. Do not project past problems, I should listen to that, onto the present and people of our interests. The libido, however, is at its highest. My God. For those of you who are alone out there, it's possible that you will have a particularly good time this month. Magnetism and sexiness is high this month. On March 21st, we have a beautiful new moon in dynamic Aries, which turns favors and new beginnings and partnerships, but it also it is good for a good working atmosphere. We don't forget to take care of our inner and outer world, of course. We read books, but don't forget our diet and to take care of ourselves as we should. A hairdresser like me tomorrow, I will go. And extra pampering, it makes a difference. Many of us will rediscover the joy of the hidden and mystery in general, yeah, since it is also our second nature. And Pluto, which is transforming also for the next 2 decades, will open our minds in that. It's in the house of the occult and the hidden mysteries of life in the 8th. So if we open our minds and put back the blockages we have collected from previous burdens, then we will feel freer than more than ever and lighter than ever before. Don't overthink it. Go for it.
Wonderful. And this is, kind of sealing the deal. So the Four of Fire is a card about, the positive completion or, foundational energy that solidifies your fire. So it solidifies your motivation. It solidifies your passion. It's contentment. It's joy. It's happiness. But it's also, there's some points where you feel like you're always seeking and you're always hungry for the next, that bit of information or the next level in your spiritual practice or that next space for yourself. But I really feel like this card is telling Scorpios this month, you're just going to feel it and it's going to feel good and it's going to feel calm. Even if you are pursuing that next level in your spiritual journey, you're going to get something that's going to click and it's going to set those foundations in place and allow you to securely pursue the next level of your happiness, pursue, with security in mind. Fire is always that, explosive kind of forward direction, energy, passion and everything like that. Sometimes though, you have to have the boundaries in place in order to, kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like
the Phoenix. Like the Phoenix from the ashes somehow. This is a renaissance. Yeah, it's like a new, completely new person. Like it's renewing. It's totally new.
Not only that, but security in the passion, security in the pursuit. So not feeling like you have to do the next thing or like you're that there's anything lacking, but curiosity, feeding passion, feeding that from a stable place rather from an insecure place.
Nice.
So I hope
I'm really excited. I'm excited about what's coming up. Really excited. Because I can feel it. It changes every day. It's true.
Yes.
I don't know how you feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
That's an answer.
Well, it's ready. It's ready to go to that next place. And I think,
So we'll go on with Sagittarius. Hello, Sagittarius out there. What's going on? The phrase of the month for you is, life is short. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? So Life Lessons Planet Saturn is entering Dreamy Pisces tomorrow, March 7th, and encourages you to investigate all the issues that have to do with your family. You have responsibilities, of course, as we all do, plenty of them. But you also have the opportunity now and for the next 3 years almost to build your family relationships and put on solid foundations. There is a lot of weight on family matters in March. Yes, it will transit with Saturn and Pisces. the sign that rules the house of home and family, the fourth house. As a mutable fire sign that you are, it's not so easy for you to handle a Saturn transit through Pisces, I know, as it will square your sun, forcing you into actions you'd rather not take. You need to take them. Meanwhile, count on helpful Venus to enhance the power of seduction. And seduction is not only sexual seduction, but also human seduction. So this planet will also grow your will to serve and for a common cause, especially if you are involved in let's say, community project. The planets give you strength, and they give you the strength to solve issues and deal with personal matters, which is good. Of course, and for those who can't imagine their lives without work, something is being done. On March 7th, we also have the full moon in organizational Virgo. That's shedding light on matters that have to do with foreign affairs, so the 9th house. In the first 10 days of the month, however, you'll have a meeting after meeting. You're going to be very busy. On March 21st, we have also a new moon, and in a very dynamic Aries that continues to put emphasis on home and family issues and everyday life in general. If you feel like you want to make a fresh start, go for it. If not, you can reconcile and set your boundaries. You may even celebrate the fact of an heir coming into the family. Who knows? Pluto now, the Lord of transformation, will move into the house of communication after the 23rd for the first time for you in 250 years. The transformation and focus on your words continues. However, it is a long transition, and it will take place in the course of over 2 decades. With Saturn in your house and Pluto in your house of houses of family, and Pluto in your house of relatives, though, you are called to focus upon your family, as I said at the beginning. Pluto in the house of communication can tempt you to control or manipulate messages and words. Be careful. The good news is that Pluto will leave your house of money and self-esteem, where it has been since the Great Depression, so financial things will become more stable. The month is, however, good for celebrations, birthdays, invitations, and outings. It's generally a fascinating and satisfying month to enjoy without too many reservations. So take advantage of your successes, giving you more freedom of movement every day.
Okay. Well, I got something that was really interesting, and I did this before earlier, and I did it again because you're talking about dynamics and movement and shifting things. I do think, though, that Sagittarius is going to need time to relax, to meditate, to focus, and to make sure that the steps that they're taking are actually in alignment with what they want. Within this dynamic movement and motion, you need to plan also for stillness and integration, because all this forward motion without any pause does get exhausting. And I wanted to kind of clarify again, because it seemed a little bit contrary to what you were talking about in terms of, what was going on and why was the message a little bit contrary. And so Sagittarius this month is going to need to move forward from some things that they might have been holding on to, relationships, especially friendships, that weren't serving them in the long run. And so this general movement, as you were saying, in their house of family and things like that, really need to focus on, number one, connecting internally with the things that you most need in your life. And so taking that time to meditate, taking the time to look inward and really connect with what your soul wants when all the noise is turned down, when all of everybody else's chatter is
Mhm.
outside of your sphere. What is it you need? And sometimes that need is going to be letting go of something in order
Yeah.
to move forward. So
Mhm.
those are going to be key thoughts or themes for this month, along with that forward motion, because sometimes in order to move forward, you got to let things go.
Yep. And they need to let things go immediately, if it's possible, this month and for the
Yeah.
next years. They will. We talked about it. You'll see.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now we'll go on with Capricorn. Capricorn, my lovely Capricorns, and I have one in the house. So, what does this month has for you? What's coming up? Words are weapons. Words are weapons. Life lesson planet Saturn enters the dreamy Pisces tomorrow on the 7th and urges you to correct your communication that reflects all your evolution, because you need to learn how to manage transactions. There is no question of being led into superficial conversations sometimes, but approach discussions with those around you without doing and going out to the easy way out. Like, it's really important. For the next 3 years, Saturn will transit the house of the written word, of the relatives, of neighbors, and communications in general. You will be asked to take everything you have learned about yourself since 2020 and share it with the world, promoting your talents, communicating your gifts, using your skills to connect in order to manifest your potential, because it's good that you know and 10 people know it, but it needs more to be known. However, you might face some challenges with roomies, with relatives and neighbors, or they may find it difficult to ask you to stop what you're focusing on and give a hand. Learn how to speak your mind, share your gifts, and showcase your talents in a way that we all can understand it and accept it. On March 7th, we also have the full moon in organizational Virgo that's shedding light on everything that has to do with education, perhaps some seminars you've started, long trips you're preparing to take, contacts abroad, so the ninth house. You're learning new things, and this helps you on all levels. So read, catch up, it's good for you. Rely on helpful Venus to smooth out the rough patches with your family and openly express your desires in love and relationships in general. The way you communicate needs special attention. That's where all the weight falls. Words will decide a lot. Whether in family or love, make your loved ones feel that they matter to you. Take every opportunity to warm the atmosphere and close the lines. On March 21st, we have a beautiful new moon in dynamic Aries that favors discussions, negotiations, and perhaps some agreements, especially business one, that you have been waiting for a long time. With Pluto now entering Aquarius on March 23, a deep and long-term transformation of your finances will take place, allowing for the exploitation and development of your latest talents. I encourage you to make a change in your value system. If you have problems with material stuff or possessiveness, Pluto will ask you to examine this and make a change. In other words, Pluto wants you to become a better person. Are you ready for this? Oops. Okay. No, it's about my hotspot. Are you ready for this?
Well, very fitting, the Nine of Fire came up again. And this is the one that I said earlier was that, standing your ground, really making sure to put in a good fight, because what you're fighting for is actually something you believe in. And it may be that you feel exhausted almost by the pressure of keeping up, stamina, especially with this words are weapons integration, but not integration, but situation. But the whole thing is that the more you believe in what you're saying, the easier it's going to be to use your words in the way that you actually want them to be used. So instead of just like using them like a machine gun, blah, 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 it's going to be important for Capricorn this month to really weigh out what they want to say and to actually be mindful of the effect that their words have on the people around them. Because sometimes it might be easy to just express things or not express things, because not saying something is also saying something. So it's going to be really important for Capricorn this month to really have a conscious grip or a conscious thought about the effect of what they say and how what they say lands for other people. It can't just be in the heat of the moment. It can't just be, shooting out. It needs to be, if it has to be defensive, a well thought out defense is much better than a half-assed thrown together one. If it has to be a negative statement or criticism, if it's well thought out, then it becomes a conversation rather than an oppression. So, Capricorn, I really want you to think this month, if your words are going to be weapons, or if your words are going to be very powerful this month, number one, stand behind what you say. And, I love the phrase, make your words sweet enough that if you have to eat them, they taste good going down.
Yeah, I've never heard about it. It's the first time I listened to this. Oh,
So
it's good.
But yeah, so I just really think it's going to be really important for them to really be conscientious of what they say and how they say it, and how things land. Even if they have to say something negative, I think even Capricorn will feel better having prepared for the conversation instead of coming into it really, unfocused.
Yeah, they're not that type. They focus, they make strategies most of the time. But they have to be sure that the words that they choose, that they're the correct ones. This is the thing, to find a way to communicate, because they don't communicate so well.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, yes, they have issues. I know. Well, we're going with Aquarius then. So Aquarius, my potential is opening up in front of me. My potential is opening up in front of me. Wow. Life lesson planet Saturn is entering Dreamy Pisces up tomorrow, 7th of March. And it's completing its course in your sign now. Of course, it goes away from your sign and it goes in Pisces. A stage of maturity is ending. You have redefined your priorities and are now divining your potential into your potential. You are testing your material world, though. You will gain the support of those around you if you wish. You are ramping up, making friends, and changing your personal life by changing your environment and structure. The next area in which Saturn wishes to teach you valuable lessons is the house of money, talents, and self-esteem. The last time you were asked to learn these teachings was between 1993 and 1996. So go back to that period and think about what talents, gifts, skills, and sources of income you were focused on. This can help you understand what Saturn wants you to conquer in the next 3 years. Over the next 3 years now, you can change the way you earn your income, as well as invest time, money, energy in your talents, so that you can use them to improve your finances and also self-esteem, of course, the first house. In addition, Saturn encourages you to reassess your values. What defines you, your beliefs, and your mission statement? Why are you here for? What are you willing to fight for? Why? Since Pisces is an intuitive and mystical sign, some of these lessons can be learned more easily by listening to your inner voice in meditation and in your dreams. On the 7th, we also have the full moon in organization of Virgo that sheds light on all that you have inside you that you haven't expressed yet, what you believe you want for yourself and for your life. It's all coming up to the surface with this full moon, and you're managing it as it should be. Most of you will manage it. On March 21st, we have the beautiful full moon in dynamic ARIES, and it favors new beginnings, new partnerships, and grand plans. Don't be surprised if sudden beautiful changes come your way. Just accept them and welcome them. Pluto enters your sign on March 23rd. That's not a coincidence. The last time that Pluto was in your sign was 250 years ago. You will be separating, going through a great transformation, both inner and outer. This is no lie. Over the next 2 years, though, Pluto will be going back and forth between the house of detachment and the house of your personality and body. You will still be being called to let go, to face some loss and say goodbye if you need to, but it is how you will complete the changes that will need to make you the superhero of the zodiac, if you want me to say so. So good luck.
I'm laughing over here because Awakening came up, and this is a card of really turning everything on its head, really seeing things from a totally different perspective. Also, purposely taking a step back from everything and shifting where your energy is at. Instead of continuing to go forward, head first, up. This is a card that is really telling you, take a break, take a step back, reevaluate your ethics, your ideas, your inner, everything. And so it fits so well together. Take a look at life from a different perspective, because it could be perhaps 250 years of a planet not being in your sign is going to shift some things, and it's going to shift the way some things look and feel. And so instead of trying to continually work on it from the same way that you had before, as the dynamics of things shift, it's going to be time for you to shift along with it.
You can imagine what's going to happen. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. I have some Aquarius around me, and I'm just watching and listening, keeping my eyes open and my ears open. Mm-hmm. And last but not least, we have Pisces. So Pisces for this month. Smile, it's contagious. The life lesson planet Saturn, tomorrow, March 7th, moves into your sign. And after a long period that intended to free you from your past, you are beginning to construct a new future, let's say, now, more challenging foundations though. Draw on your resources and enrich yourself and communicate harmoniously with those around you. Since life is smiling upon you, take advantage of it and let it go. Nothing will stop you to fulfill your desires. Big changes are in the horizon. Saturn moves into your sign for the first time in 30 years and will remain in Pisces until early 2026. This is a monumental thing, as Saturn is correcting and rebuilding your archetype. Rebuilding. Everything in Pisces will be examined, inspected, dismantled, corrected, and renewed, allowing you to come out of this difficult process better. Saturn will take control of each and every aspect in your life and help you find a new direction, a new outlook of your life. It will change the way you see yourself and the world and help you reinvent yourself. There might be problems with other figures though, bosses, supervisors, and at times you may feel that your life is being micromanaged. Hold on. But this is happening to transform you from a fish to a dolphin, from princess to queen, from prince to king. In addition, Saturn will take you to a boot camp, sort of a camp to forcing you to connect with your body and deal with the reactions of past actions you've done for good or bad with your body. So what you will have sown, you will reap. On the 7th, we also have the full moon in Virgo, in the organizational Virgo, that sheds light in relationships. What went well can be done better, what you need to organize so that things and commitments fall into place. Now it's the right time. On March 21st, we have the beautiful new moon in Aries, dynamic Aries, which favors whatever you are most connected with, giving you extra strength and confidence to achieve whatever you set your mind to. Beware though of deceptions and too much talk. For the next 2 years, Pluto, the Lord of Transformation, will be going back and forth between the house of release and the house of community for you. It looks like you will be looking to your friends, your organizations, humanity in general, to help you discover who you are. As they say, show me your friends and I will tell you who you are. These engagements may be between your friends, your community, and the companies you work with. This process of disengagement will take place over the course of 2 decades. You will take, yes, I know this is a risk, this is the transformation. In 2044, Pluto will move into your sign from the sign of Aquarius. So you can imagine that the new era will take place to humanity. Until then, Saturn and Pluto desire to forge a superhero also out of you. So enjoy the ride, because it's going to be a wild one.
Definitely. And here's me, I'm all like looking at my thing, making sure that all the stuff is running properly, and I was totally spaced off that I was on here. So, but you may have seen me peeking at my cards because I was trying to figure out, like, how is this card that I picked for them going to fit in? The 8 of Earth. And this is a card about hard work and effort. It's about learning new things. Now, if my mom is a Pisces and she's always like interested in reading books and learning new things. And so learning is going to be part of the aspect of this re-evaluation, rebuilding of your entire archetype. Because really, when you think about it, you can't become a queen with the princess's mindset and skill set and wisdom and knowledge and tools. You have to level up. And so Pisces, as this shift is happening for you, this is an earth card too. So it's really, really grounding, like you said, into your body, into learning about how to best manage your health and the situations that are around you in order to thrive. So not only leaning into this shift, not only embracing the next level, because the next level is much cooler and you're going to feel rejuvenated and revived, and you're going to level up. Make sure that you're prepared to be at the next level when it comes to you. And do the necessary legwork, the grounding work, the research, the wisdom gathering, the strengthening of your mind, body, soul, and wisdom in order to fully, not only embrace, but actually become that next level manifestation of yourself.
I mean, I told you that this month is the most important month of all. You see, I mean, even we could talk about so many aspects more. It's crazy what's happening in this month, but these were the most important ones. And I think that you understood also, and the people that are going to listen to our live and also afterwards as a video. And as March is going by, they will understand what's happening. And it's going to be the biggest shift of all.
Yep.
Really, truly.
In a good way. And that's the whole thing we have to continually tell ourselves is like,
Yes.
we have a lot of power over how the shift manifests in our lives. You know, there are always going to be things that are outside of our control. You know, for example, the COVID and the thing, you know, environmental things and, you know, tragedies that spring up.
Material stuff.
Yeah, yeah. But ultimately, we're the ones who kind of control our response to it and how we integrate the knowledge and how we use that as a springboard for the next level. So I think it was a really interesting, a little heavy at times month.
Yeah, I know. But, and it starts from tomorrow on. So we are on time.
Mm-hmm.
We managed it.
It's good. It's good. I think we both needed like a little break and to get back into this energy too. So yeah.
If I see my schedule, I don't want to see my schedule anymore. I just want to take vacations for a month and never come back. I'm tired. But I'm not tired in a bad way. This is what I wanted to point out. I'm tired in another way, in a creative way, because I'm very creative at the point. But my body is tired.
Yeah,
my body is tired. I don't know how I'm going to keep up doing it like this, but my brain is in 1,000 of ideas and nice and creative stuff. It's hard, of course, it's hard because you cannot do everything at once. But I think it has to do with it has to do megabyte. Forget about it. It has to do with life in general. I think this is what's happening now, and we need to go with the flow. That's it. Oh, come on.
Well, then I will let you go and we will let everybody go. And again, thank you, Alexandra, for joining us today, despite your internet trying to keep you from us. So
you are most welcome. I thank you, Susan, as always, that we did it on such a short notice because I had connectivity issues and stuff, and I still have connectivity issues. But I'm happy that we did it, and I'm sure that our people gonna love it also as we do.
Totally.
Thank you
and
so much.
I will put Alexandra's information and my own information in case you want to get an astrological reading from Alexandra or tarot reading from myself. We would be happy to oblige. So yes. So we will see you next month. Hopefully, we'll let you know what date and time and everything, and we will see you then. Again, thank you. And remember to keep the star inside. Hang on to your hope. Make sure to be the peace in the storm. So, take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Oops.